What if I told you there was a game that almost changed Facebook gaming forever? A monster taming MMO so ambitious, it could have rivaled Pokemon itself. Welcome to the untold story of Monster Galaxy, the game that pushed boundaries, captivated millions, and then vanished. Why did it fail? And how did it shape social gaming as we know it? Let's dive in. Like and subscribe for more deep dives into forgotten gaming legends. What if I told you there was a game that almost changed Facebook gaming forever? A monster taming MMO so ambitious, it could have rivaled Pokemon itself. Welcome to the untold story of Monster Galaxy, the game that pushed boundaries, captivated millions, and then vanished. Why did it fail? And how did it shape social gaming as we know it? Let's dive in. What were Mogas in Monster Galaxy? In Monster Galaxy, Mogas were the heart and soul of the game, mysterious, elemental creatures tied to the 12 Zodiac signs, each with unique designs, abilities, and evolutions. Unlike Pokemon, where you mostly just collect creatures, Mogas were deeply tied to astrology, giving them a personalized and almost mystical feel. Players could capture, train, and fuse them to create even stronger variants, making team building way more strategic than just pick the one with the highest stats. Why having 3 Mogas per Zodiac sign was genius. 1. More variety, less repetition. Instead of just one fire-type starter, looking at you, Charizard, each Zodiac sign had 3 different Mogas, meaning way more team combinations and playstyles. 2. Deeper strategy. Since each Moga had different strengths, weaknesses, and evolution paths, battles weren't just about brute force, they required actual thinking, unlike modern Pokemon, where you just overrule your starter. 3. Personal connection. With so many options, players could pick Mogas that matched their Zodiac sign or favorite element, making their team feel unique instead of everyone running the same overpowered monsters. The best part? You could actually choose your adventure. Want a challenge? Pick the rarest Mogas and grind for their epic evolutions. Prefer casual play? Stick with balanced, easy-to-train ones. Love PvP? Build a team that countered the meta, because yes, Monster Galaxy had a meta. Imagine if Pokemon gave you 3 starters per type instead of recycling the same fire/water/grass trio for 25 years. Yeah, Monster Galaxy think that. RIP Mogas gone but never forgotten. Unlike some other monster collecting games that just keep reselling us the same experience. The advantages of Monster Galaxy being a Facebook game, and how it could have evolved into a full PC MMO. One of the biggest strengths of Monster Galaxy was its accessibility. Unlike traditional monster catching games that required a dedicated console, looking at you, Pokemon, this game lived where millions of people already spent their time, Facebook. That meant, why Facebook was the perfect home for Monster Galaxy instant play, no downloads, no need for a Nintendo DS, emulators, or expensive hardware. Just log in, click, and boom, you were already hunting Mogas. Built-in social features, trading, battling, and teaming up for raids felt natural because Facebook already handled friends lists, chat, and notifications. Modern Pokemon games still struggle with clunky online systems, but Monster Galaxy made multiplayer seamless. Regular updates and events. Since it was an online game, developers could add new Mogas, Zodiac events, and challenges without waiting for a physical cartridge release. Imagine if Pokemon had real-life events instead of just timed mystery gifts. How Monster Galaxy could have become a full PC MMO had it survived. Monster Galaxy had unrealized potential to expand beyond Facebook and become a standalone PC or mobile MMO. Here's how it could have worked. 1. Open world exploration. Instead of menu-based navigation, imagine a true monster hunting MMO where you explore different islands, each themed after Zodiac signs, with dynamic weather affecting which Mogas appeared. 2. Deeper combat and customization. Evolution could have been more than just stat boosts. Think skill trees, fusion mechanics, and cosmetic variants to make each Moga feel unique. 3. Cross-platform play. A PC version could have linked to mobile, letting players hunt Mogas on the go and battle on their desktop, years before Pokemon tried and fumbled the same idea. 4. Expanded lore and PvE content. With Facebook's limitations gone, the game could have introduced story-driven quests, guilds, and legendary boss fights that required teamwork, not just solo grinding. The tragic reality: instead of evolving, Monster Galaxy faded away, another victim of Facebook's declining gaming scene. But had it adapted, it could have been the monster collecting MMO we deserved, blending the social charm of its origins with the depth of a full-fledged RPG. Pokemon still can't give us a proper MMO, but Monster Galaxy. It was ahead of its time and we let it die. The failure of Monster Galaxy's 2021 NFT revival. A missed opportunity. Monster Galaxy's attempted comeback in 2021 as an NFT-based game was met with skepticism and ultimately failed to capture the magic of its original Fastboat version. Several key factors contributed to its downfall, highlighting a fundamental misunderstanding of what made the game special in the first place. 1. Misaligning priorities. Profit over gameplay. The original Monster Galaxy thrived because it was a free-to-play, accessible social game with deep monster collecting mechanics. The NFT version, however, shifted focus toward blackcoin monetization, turning Mogas into speculative assets rather than beloved creatures. Players were no longer encouraged to play for fun, but to invest in digital tokens, a model that alienated both nostalgic fans and new audiences. 2. The NFT gaming bubble's bad reputation. By 2021, the NFT gaming space was already plagued by scams, rug pulls, and unsustainable play-to-earn models. Instead of distancing itself from these controversies, Monster Galaxy embraced them, tarnishing its legacy. Gamers, especially those who remembered the original, saw the revival as a cash grab rather than a genuine attempt to revive a cult classic. 3. Lack of core gameplay improvements. Rather than expanding on the original's strengths, social features, strategic battles, Zodiac-themed progression, the NFT version offered a watered-down experience with grinding mechanics designed to push NFT sales. There was no meaningful innovation, just a shell of the old game with blackcoin buzzwords slagged on. 4. Ignoring the original audience. Of Fastboat-era Monster Galaxy succeeded because it was casual, social, and nostalgic. The NFT revival targeted crypto enthusiasts rather than the players who actually loved the franchise. Had the developers instead relaunched as a mobile/PC cross-platform game with optional cosmetics, not NFTs, they could have rebuilt the community properly. What should have been done? A successful revival required a proper F2P model with monetization via skins, expansions, or a battle pass. Enhanced multiplayer features, raids, trading, guilds, to reignite the social aspect. Modernize visuals and gameplay while keeping the Zodiac and Moga evolution systems intact. Steam/mobile release to reach both old and new players without blackcoin gimmicks. Conclusion. A lesson in misguided resurrections. The NFT reboot failed because it abandoned the heart of Monster Galaxy, charm, accessibility, and pure monster collecting joy in favor of a trend that gamers overwhelmingly rejected. It serves as a cautionary tale. Bringing back a cult classic requires respecting what made it loved, not chasing speculative hype. How incredible Monster Galaxy could have been as a franchise, and the brilliance of its online community. Monster Galaxy had everything it needed to become a much bigger franchise than it was. Imagine a world where, instead of fading into obscurity, the game had grown into a multi-platform saga with spin-offs, merchandise, and even an animated film. The Mogas, with their unique designs based on the Zodiac signs, were characters with so much charisma that they could easily have starred in their own series. A Monster Galaxy animated film would have been a cross between Pokémon and Guardians of the Galaxy, with a group of trainers traveling between constellations, discovering legendary Mogas, and facing villains who wanted to exploit their power. The game's story, though simple, had enough mystery and magic to be expanded into graphic novels or even a series on a platform like Netflix. But none of that happened, and we're left wondering what could have been. And then there was the online community, which was as vibrant and passionate as any major RPG of the time. Fastboat forums and fan groups were filled with theories about secret evolutions, guides to defeating the toughest bosses, and even fan art of Mogas that never made it into the official game. People didn't just play, they lived the game, sharing their favorite teams and organizing impromptu tournaments. There was a unique camaraderie, like that of the early days of MMORPGs, where everyone helped each other and celebrated each other's achievements. In an era before mobile gaming had dominated the market, Monster Galaxy was that small universe where players felt part of something special. It was more than a game. It was a place we returned to, not only for the Mogas, but for the people we met there. Today, all of that is just a faint memory in a corner of the internet, but those of us who lived through it know how unique it was. Monster Galaxy not only deserved better, but also had the potential to be recorded as a classic. In another universe, perhaps, the Mogas are still alive and kicking in new adventures. But in this one, all we're left with is nostalgia and the question of why good things sometimes don't last long. A farewell that hurts, but it's not forever. So we've reached the end of another video, and as always, it hurts a little to say goodbye. But before you go, I need you to do two things. First, hit that subscribe button, because if you don't, how will you know when we upload the next nostalgia trip, trivia, or crazy theories about forgotten games? Second, leave a comment with ideas for future videos. Do you want more deep dives like this? Analyzing other games that died before their time? Or maybe a series rescuing hidden gems from Fastboat games? This channel lives on thanks to you, so tell me what you want to see, because without your voices, this would be a sad monologue in front of a screen. See you in the next video. Or in the comments, where I'm always reading. See you soon, Retro Sailors.